What's up, y'all? It's your girl, XP.
And it's your girl, Dre Nicole.
And we have a very special announcement. Your girls will be at the Black Effect Network Podcast Festival.
Yes, absolutely. We gonna be there April 27th. And make sure y'all get y'all tickets at blackeffect.com.
Yes, Horrible Decisions will be there, Carefully Reckless, Deeply Well, and many more. It's going to be so fun. So if you've never seen Poor Minds live, I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss this. So go to blackeffect.com and get your tickets.
Period.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Lex P.
And it's your girl, Dre Nicole.
And you are tuned in to another episode of Poor Minds.
Where a drunk mind speaks sober thought.
We got a guest today. We got a guest today. And let me tell y'all something.
I'm excited about this guest.
I am so excited to have you on the couch today because y'all know I'm a reality TV show queen. Mm-hmm. And honestly, this is a first for us. We've never had a reality star on the show.
Thanks.
So we have Clay from Love is Blind in the building.
Oh, wait, we had Delicious.
Oh, yeah, we had Delicious.
Back in the day.
Sorry.
Oh, that's a goat right there.
Yeah, the GOAT.
That's a
Shout
real-
out to Delicious.
Yep.
So, Clay.
What's up? Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm blessed.
Yes.
For sure.
So we gonna jump right into things.
Let's do it.
I want to talk about, first of all, how has life changed for you since doing Love is Blind?
You know, I don't really think life has typically really changed for me. I feel like with the rollout of Love is Blind, I've been kind of like having my head low.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really get like the best, I would say, overall, response with the public.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm like, hey, I'm Clay, I'm outside. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of just been in my foundation, been around my family, stuff like that. So nothing really changed, honestly, besides a social media account.
Right. So, I mean, I want to kind of like hop in there because I know you're a big advocate for like mental health, especially for Black men. And like I said, we're gonna hop right into it because I will say, I don't know how reality TV works. Never been on reality TV, but I know like people, like you said, didn't have the best reaction to you. So I know being somebody who's on the internet and I put myself out there to be ridiculed. How did you deal with that mentally and dealing with how, I mean, because you were getting attacked left and right. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. So how did you deal with that, like mentally?
So at first, it was tough for me to deal with. I would say I was always accustomed to looking at my phone because I have my own business. So I'm used to interacting with people who, connect with my business. So at first, going through it, and people are like, my number got leaked and stuff like that. So a lot of it was coming to my personal life. So that was tough to adjust with. But honestly, I feel good. Like, I feel like it made me stronger. Like, I started clicking on the people who were talking stuff about me. Then I'm just like, all right,
Yeah, you
I mean,
you like my hairline.
I already know. We already know.
You said my hairline crispy. You can't talk about me.
You can't talk, So like,
Every time you look at their page, what they doing?
I'll be analyzing, okay, should I listen to this person? And it's like, at the end of the day, my sister told me, she said, if you see 3 negative comments, get off. So honestly, I ain't really been on any posts.
Oh, good.
That's a good philosophy.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start
Well,
living by that.
Yeah, well, for me, I can't look at any comments, honestly, because 3 posts, like, that's like the first 3 comments.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's cool.
Are you a responder?
Sometimes, like, if they saying something outlandish and I'm like, you don't deserve to be talking to me like that, I might say something, but then I got people on my team and be like, yo, Clay, delete that.
Yeah.
Like, chill.
Yeah, chill.
So do you feel like you have thick skin?
I think I got thick. I'm sensitive for sure, but let me just say this: I'm sensitive in my like inner circle,
Okay.
but like out externally and like what the people see, like it's definitely thick skin. I'm not,
Okay.
yeah, for sure. But I do express my vulnerability to my inner circle and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I definitely wanted to talk about you being a young Black entrepreneur, and I wanted to talk about your boating company and being a young Black man in the boating industry with Wave Sandy Water.
Yep.
So how did you get into that?
So there was a guy named Nehemiah Davis that had a event space business. So I tried to get into like the commercial real estate, purchasing land, and honestly open up clubs. in Charlotte. The pandemic happened. Rates kind of went up. I had a deal, didn't go through, so I was kind of bummed out. One of the things I saw during the pandemic was that there was a lot of black people on the boat, but we didn't own any of the equipment. So, and then everything was shut down in Charlotte during the pandemic, but the boats was popping. So I was like, let me tap into this industry. I met this dude named Shaw, the boat goat. He was doing that in DC. I paid for his mentorship, and he pretty much gave me the game, and I was able to take this to Charlotte. Now we got 3 boats, we got 5 jet skis, and we're bringing a jet car to Charlotte. So making Charlotte more of a tourist.
Oh, that's
We
what's
love a little jet car.
Yep,
Okay,
little
so
jet
when we
car.
come to Charlotte, you gonna make sure you give us
Yo,
some experience?
please hit me up.
No,
please.
I
Go
can't
outside with it.
wait. I can't wait because we're literally, we went to Turks for my birthday.
Okay, that's what's up.
And that was our first time ever being on jet cars.
Yeah.
So we like, okay, now we gonna have that in the States because normally the only places they have it is like Turks and Dubai is where obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they got it in Miami too. So the
Oh,
guy,
they do have it in Miami?
So the dealer we going through, we got it from Dubai, but in terms of the base, but Miami is finishing up the parts. It's a lot. That world is weird.
Yeah.
You're trying not to get scammed, so it's a weird world. But yeah, we definitely bringing that to Charlotte this year.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so are you from Charlotte originally?
No, I'm from Jersey originally.
You're from Jersey.
Yeah,
So how did you get to Charlotte?
So I ran track at the University of South Carolina. They recruited me, so my coach came to my crib. And I actually committed to Seton Hall University, which is in Jersey, to run track. They cut their track program because there was a thing called Title IX, which means that it has to be the same amount of women's sports as men's sports. So they cut that track program. My scholarship was voided. And then I went on a college visit to Tennessee in South Carolina.
Okay.
Decided to stay in South Carolina, and I've been down south ever since.
Okay, so do you like the South better, or do you like?
yeah.
You like the South?
The South treat me better.
I know that's right. That Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So what do you like about the South better than being from up north?
So I would say that like when I was in Jersey, like I was kind of like still trying to understand who I was. Like, although I was an athlete, like in terms of like my confidence and all that stuff, I really got that in college. Like when I came down south, I didn't even know that I had like, some type of swag. Like, and then when I got to South Carolina, people were like, oh, you different. And that just make you feel good when nobody telling you that in high school. So I'm like, oh shit, I might be a little cool. And I don't know, the South kind of gave me a little bit of my swag. So like, it's dope.
And I'm sure you like the women too.
Yeah, I like the women. But I like
Southern women.
But don't get twisted. I like my up north women too. I like women all around,
Yeah.
You seem like a ladies' man. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I see we about to get into it now.
We definitely about to get in.
You do seem like a ladies' man. Like obviously, you're an attractive guy.
Yeah.
You do well for yourself. So talk about your dating life before Love is Blind.
So I mean, I was an athlete, so I mean,
He was getting the hoes.
I was outside,
Yeah.
but I would say like right before the show, it was like a little slowed down for me because, any entrepreneur could like attest to this. I'm sure y'all could attest to this, but when you kind of grinding, got your business, sometimes like people don't really understand that if they're not in the same field as you. So I felt like my dating life was taking a little bit of a hit, not off of like what I was presenting, but just off the timing.
Right.
And like I didn't have enough time to like respond and like people get upset. So I would say when the show was coming out, my dating life was kind of like plateauing. It wasn't really that, exciting. Of course, if I would have went outside, it would have been popping, but it just wasn't like that. So I felt like with the show, it would be a good opportunity for me to find somebody that's like-minded and stuff like that. But, I didn't watch the show. That's what I was kind of telling people that. But yeah. I mean, my dating life was cool though. It was cool.
So how did you find out about the show if you wasn't watching it?
They recruit you on Instagram and LinkedIn.
And I'll do attest to that because remember I told you he reminds me of the dude I was dating last year, and they was definitely in his DMs to do it, and he declined. So they definitely do be on Instagram and stuff and recruiting. They don't want nobody with like
they don't want a person with a large
Yeah, I had like 2,500 followers, so I was like real regular. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they recruited me, and I did about like 7 series of interviews with them. And it was like probably like the video interview where they let me know this is Love is Blind, because when they first talked to me, it was the Charlotte Single Project.
Oh, so you didn't even know it was.
Nah.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
It does.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of skipping some questions, but I'll say this. I was kind of like, in the end, that makes sense because you were like, I'm not ready. And you didn't know you were signing up for a show to get married.
Well, when I first was talking to the producers and everything, I've always understood that the concept of the show was to make a decision at the altar. Because even when I was proposing to AD, I loved AD, and I told everybody, I was like, but yo, engaging is crazy in 8 days, But they were like, Clay, I mean, this is what the show is about. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, And they're like, a couple of the guys in the pods were like, well, Clay, it's not legally bonding and stuff like that. And I really did love AD. Like, it was a weird perspective because like I felt like throughout the whole show I was battling like reality and the TV show. It's like, damn, I really want to rock with this girl, but I don't know. I just felt like the TV part got in a way of a couple of things. But I received when people say like, Clay, you signed up for the show. I ain't signed up for it, but I probably should have done a little more homework.
Yeah,
right, that's what I'm saying.
Because I was just gonna say, which is crazy, like considering that it's 13 episodes.
Yeah.
In 8 days.
It's 13 episodes in 6 weeks.
In 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like 8 days.
It's in terms of engaging, it's 8 days.
Okay.
So you gotta make
before you meet.
You got to be in the pod.
In the pod.
Well, no, you meet her day 10. So like the day 9 is when you propose to whoever you got, and then day 10 is when you actually see what they look like. And then after that, they put you in the hotel for a couple more days, and you don't even. So after you see your significant other,
Right.
they get you away from them for like 2 more days.
What?
So like you just in your head and your thoughts.
Like,
what I mean? Like what the heck I just do?
So just to clarify, when you started doing the first audition, did you know it was a show to get married?
They told me that the show, the overall premise is that they want us to get married.
They want you to get married.
Yeah, but they said that they always made it clear that you make your decision at the altar. I never felt pressured by production to get married.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you kind of knew it was like marriage, but you didn't know it was going to be like the timeline. Did you know about the timeline of it?
Yeah, I knew the timeline of it. Like that's what I was kind of alluding to. Like, I guess a lot of people are upset with my decision because me and AD actually had a good relationship. I think for me, and I've talked about it a couple times, but like when you at that altar and you gotta make that decision, I don't know. I just like, it literally was a split decision, like, because me and AD had a great relationship, especially the last 2 weeks of our relationship. And I remember that Wednesday, I was like, I'm about to be married. And that was crazy. And then that Thursday, I was like, come on, Clay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then one thing I would say, like with the experiment, right? So you do the pods. The pods, they take away your phone, they take away your laptop, they take away all your stuff. So they put you in a perspective where only thing you could think about is love and your partner. So it's like, not manipulation, but it just makes you hyper-focused on who your partner is. Then you go to the romantic getaway. The romantic getaway is kind of more so the sexual tension, being around each other, having physical chemistry. Me and AD knocked that part out the boat.
I know that's right.
We was Gucci with that.
We see.
Yeah, I was a little giddy in that pool, right? And then the hardest part, in my opinion, is the third part of the experiment where you are now in the real world with your peoples and like your family. And that's where it gets kind of hectic because, you with your homegirl, your homeboy, and they like, come on now, you about to get married? Like, you just met them 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So to me, I think that also played a lot in my factor, like letting other people kind of get in my brain, because I was saying I didn't really get too much support from like friends and family on my side with this whole experiment,
Right.
Yeah.
But you also had said too that you just personally, like outside of obviously your family and your friends, you were saying too that you felt like you just weren't ready. Like you didn't feel like you were gonna be a good husband. Why do you feel like you weren't ready?
I felt like, not that I wasn't ready, like I thought that I could get ready. One of the things I was saying in the when we were filming is like I wanted to go to therapy with AD where we could get to that part where, where I felt confident, because although they showed a lot about me not being ready, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think AD was necessarily ready for that as well. And it's not like, she's an amazing girl. But like, I just felt like marriage is just a little bit, like, I feel like people just talk about marriage and like, yeah, just do it. Like, this is the person that works for you. But it's like, divorce kind of split my household up. So marriage means way more to me than probably the average person.
Right.
So I'm not trying to get married and then, end up getting divorced. And also too, I thought I was ready. Like, how you just like, you think you prepared for something until it's time
actually do it.
And then, for me, I'm a very introspective guy. So I'm just like looking at myself. And especially when I proposed to AD, I was all for it. When I saw her, all for it. I think really when I got to like the real world and like, you know, you see people, life get real, you know what I'm saying? So I think I got cold feet, honestly.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like marriage, as much as it's about love, it's also a business.
Yeah, it is.
Like marriage is a business, which is also one of the things that I feel like we had wanted to ask you about too. Like, do you feel like her financial situation obviously was that one of the reasons why you decided not to marry her?
Nah, the financial situation, AD had money saved up. So AD actually set aside time to prepare for the experiment. And I just didn't understand that from a entrepreneur's perspective, my job perspective. And me and AD kind of live totally different lives. I've dated women in nightlife, so I understand it in a sense. But they still did something where they was like, you know, it was, to me, it was articulated how they got money. And with AD finances, it wasn't a reason for me to like not be with her. I just thought that I didn't understand enough for marriage, you know? And like, all right, cool, we about to be married. Our finances are together.
Right.
So it was one of the factors, but not like the main factor, but it definitely was like one of the factors where I was just like, damn, I don't know if we're really ready for this, but I would say to jump all supersede ahead of that, I think my internal battle supersedes the financial conversation.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So she wasn't broke.
She was never broke. Nah, she wasn't
'cause
broke.
that's
He
the
said she got
narrative-
money saved.
That's what I'm
up.
saying.
Yeah.
That was the narrative that people were trying to put.
Right.
Like she was broke, she couldn't bring nothing to the table, and like she was kind of like coming to get saved, basically. And you kind of figured that out. That's what I'm
Yeah, that's the narrative.
That's what
it.
they were saying.
So, you know, maybe for me, right, when I was filming it, you know, me and AD had conversations in the pods where we kind of bonded off the entrepreneur spirit and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm thinking like when we in the real world, I'm gonna see her get into it, and not that like I'm like I have my own crib, I got 2 cribs, I got like not like I need to like her to go like 50-50 with me, but my whole thing is like this, right? Like I seen marriage split up because of finances, right? And I'm an aggressive spender. Like when it comes to my entrepreneurship, like I'm buying boats. Those are like $60,000 to $70,000. So I'm one bad deal away from, you know, I could be in a hole.
Right.
You know, like I'm just aware of that. So it's like if I can't be with the woman, and some guys could, but I'm not in a position right now where I'm making so much cash where I could just take care of somebody, because I'm taking care of my sister as well.
Yeah, okay.
She lived with me. So it's like, I can't take care of 2 people. And, you know, some guys can, and I'm not, listen, I'll lose out to those guys.
I appreciate the honesty though, because I think sometimes, a lot of times people get themselves in a situation that they, you know, necessarily don't want to be in. So I want to go back to the pause though real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to get back to the pause because you did something that low key I like, but everybody was mad at you about. I liked it. You was dirty macking. You are a professional dirty mac.
Matthew.
You dirty mac so hard. I said, you've been doing this for years.
What you mean, dirty
But
back?
Matthew, I don't know.
You said I was hating?
Yeah. when she told you.
Yeah, but I get it though, because Matthew was.
I was hating.
It don't matter. At the end of the day, it's competition. Fuck that no. And that's the type of energy you was on. You was like, man, you don't want that nigga. You want me. I'm right here. I love a good dirty man. Because it lets me know you is in the game. You want me real bad.
But see, I feel like he more so. I don't even feel like it was like, oh, fuck that nigga. I feel like he just knew he was the better competitor.
I mean, but that's his opinion.
Yeah, I got on my ego right there.
That was his. Exactly. I'm glad you admitted that, because it wasn't even about, because you didn't know what type of conversation she was having with Matthew. You just felt like, I'm me and I'm him.
Matthew was spitting the same game to everybody though.
Facts, but he didn't know that. At the end of the day, he felt like, I'm him and I'm not competing with this person.
Yeah.
It was all straight ego. But I like that.
Yeah.
I like a little dirty Mac. I ain't gonna lie. So, but looking back on that,
That's hilarious.
how did you feel about that moment? Because you was hating real bad.
Hey, I thought that was hilarious.
You would get so mad when he walked in the room too. You would be like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's editing.
Drea folds arms.
That's editing. Like one thing about me, my dirty Mac, I'm not gonna let the dude know he giving no type of pressure.
You was a little slick with your dirty Mac.
I'm slick with it. So they edited me where it looked like I was looking at, I promise you I was not looking at Matt. Because now, respect to Matt. Matt making money. Matt's I think he's in, he does like investments for businesses. So he's in finance, he's getting that bag. So he might have been having a different conversation with. He might have been like, "I'm taking care of y'all."
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I wasn't coming with that.
Yeah.
I might have been losing out.
Right.
You know, I'm looking back. I'm like, damn, Matt's saying the same thing to 2 girls, but shoot, that shit.
Yeah.
He telling like, let's get out of here right now. I'm like, that was a hella cold game.
Yeah.
Matt
wasn't-
low-key was a little player.
He was a little player. I respected Matt's
I'm
game.
a dumbass. I would have been gone with Matthew.
He like, you
would've
know
been-
what?
Do you mean it?
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
that would have been me. Oh my God. He loved me, Drea. He loved me. I swear this is my
And I'm
man.
looking back at like what I was doing in the pods. I was like, bro, I don't even know how I made it. Cause I was literally in the pods telling girls like, let's trauma bond. What the hell are we doing here?
You was
Yeah.
sick.
I was going crazy in there. Like, I was just like, dang, man. Like, but one thing I'll say, me and AD though, it wasn't like that. Like me and AD actually had like a spark from like day one. Now, of course, just who I am, I'm gonna say something that gonna get me in hot waters just cause, you know, I talk too much sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But we was like, we had that fire chemistry. You
Yeah.
know? Like, even what they show, like my negative stuff in the pods, that happened like the first 3 days. Like me and AD locked in like day 4. Matt was out of here by day 4. You know, like we was there 10 days. So, and then after every day, the dates get longer. So me, like after day 4, I think day 4, we was having like hour, 20-minute dates. After day 4, we was having like 3-hour dates. So they didn't really show a lot of those clips. But, you know, it makes sense. The juicy stuff was in the first 3 days, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So
What you about to ask?
I want to talk about the reveal when you saw each other.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I wanted to ask one
Go
more
ahead,
question
go
before
ahead.
you get into the reveal. So do you feel like y'all kind of like gravitated towards each other? Because me and Lex was talking about this earlier, and you can let me know if you think I'm wrong. But I feel like black people, we know black people voices.
Yeah.
and you was like,
Like-
You know, AD didn't
Like
know.
you can tell, like you can tell when you was talking to another black person, like whether you on the phone, like you know, you talking to customer service, whatever the case may be. I don't know what it is, but it's like we just have a distinctive voice.
You
or
are
accent.
very articulate.
Yeah.
But you as
Yes, you
articulate
are,
as
you
you
are.
are, as
I would still
educated
know.
as you are.
Yeah.
You still would know.
I would still know you.
Because I'm gonna
would.
throw some like things in there with like, all right, he got like
No,
spunk,
not
this
even
look,
that. I
yeah.
think it's like a little twang.
It's a thing
we
you
got.
feel.
It's just
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
explain it, but I just feel like whenever I'm talking to a black person on the phone, I know.
You know, it's funny though. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And y'all were two of the
We
very
were.
few black people that was on the show.
Well, there was other black women on there.
I mean, yeah, it was.
Like I thought Jess was black.
Really?
Jess has slang in the pods. Like, you know, I'm not looking at her. I thought she was like not like she was. I didn't think she was full black.
Okay, that's all I'm about to say. Come on now.
I thought,
You thought she was biracial.
I thought she was biracial, but I didn't mean
She's
it.
not
But I'm gonna put the white flag in. Me and Jess probably only like I was on the pods with Jess like maybe like 2 days. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm just saying that like sometimes you don't know. You know what I mean? Because AD
Yeah.
didn't. I don't think AD knew I was black till like day 3.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, she didn't really know because we only dated 15 minutes. You know, I put my corporate voice.
Oh,
on.
okay. That
So I like, you know.
I guess because I worked in the corporate world for so long, like I can just tell.
too,
But I
I
do
can
feel
tell.
like that's why I was wondering. I was like, did you and AD just pick each other because y'all were like, okay, we black, we can get some airtime?
Nah.
Okay.
Because I was talking to, I had another person I was talking to as well. That we was having a connection, but I mean it didn't last long. Like
Yeah.
I do want to preface, like me and AD was rocking with each other from day 4 to end on. So like
Yeah.
anybody I talk to for 3 days, like, let's
don't
be
count.
realistic.
Yeah.
Like you ain't bringing up nobody
Right.
to talk to for 3 days. So I
Yeah.
don't even want to get
I
that
might.
light. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I be
But,
in love in 2 days, so I'm gonna bring
Nah,
it up.
yo, that's a fact.
I couldn't be in them.
You be in
pods.
love in 2 days too?
depending on how you look.
What's your sign?
I'm a Virgo.
Ooh.
I'm a Virgo. Virgo gang.
Throwback Bay was a Virgo.
That is surprising. I'm a Taurus.
You're a Taurus?
I'm
Okay.
an earth sign too.
I vibe with Tauruses
I
though.
know. Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Earth signs be vibing with each other.
Yep.
But I'm really surprised that you be in love in 2 days.
I'm
I'm a skeptic.
I be skeptical, but like, I be like, you know, like if I see something that I like, I'll be convincing myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an overthinker.
You a little delusional.
I'm delusional as. Hey, can we curse on
Oh,
here?
we know.
I'm delusional as
We
fuck.
watched the whole season. We know.
Nah, I be living in my own little bubble, but it's all good. I like my bubble.
But I will say, Clay, I'm very delusional as well.
I think delusion can be good sometimes.
Yeah, it
though.
can be.
It can be a good thing. So now I want to talk about the reveal.
Okay.
The reason I want to talk about the reveal because obviously 80 is a very attractive woman.
Yeah, she is.
So Is AD your typical type that you date? Like, if you think about the women that you dated before AD, does she fall in the category of the women that you usually date?
I think in terms of like relationships, if I showed you all the women that I dated, they all have different body types, skin complexion. What Ray Sherman said, I ain't got no type, like honestly.
Okay.
Now I do, usually date black women. I would say black women, Spanish women, just being from Jersey, it was a heavy Dominican and Puerto Rican community. But in terms of like who actually met my mom, black women, 100%.
Okay.
So, I heard that, but I was attracted to AD. I felt like our physical was the best part of our relationship, honestly. So
right.
yeah.
I think what the issue was is like people thought that you were attracted to her like body, but it was kind of like that's where it stopped. Cause a lot of times, like I'm not gonna lie, this was my interpretation.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you can clear it up for me.
I got you.
Felt like you were attracted to her physically. I felt like she was a little too cookie cutter for you.
What you mean by cookie cutter?
I think that like you want like a bad girl, like somebody that's fun and turn up and kind of challenges you a little bit.
Yeah.
I think AD, obviously if you sign up the show, you want to get married. I think AD, this is no shade to her because I think she's a beautiful woman. I was always rooting for AD. I think she's going to be an amazing wife to somebody, but I think I have a friend like this that we know is sometimes when women want to get married so bad, they become cookie cutter. And they will mold themselves to be exactly what they think this man wants to be. And I think AD was trying so hard to fit in what a mold of what she thought that you wanted to be. I think it kind of bored you a little bit. I'm sorry. I think you looked bored sometimes. It was given that you were bored a little bit. So I think like when you saw her, you were like, okay, cool. Like this is cool. You was like, I can work with that. I wish I would walk in the room and nigga tell me I can work with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You said I can work with that, Clay.
That was poor choice of words.
Very poor.
It was more.
But like, I want to say,
given I could work with that than like if I was like I would just be like, yeah, you the one.
What? So you was mad about my okay body comment too?
But it was always that. It was
That's
always
what I'm saying,
I'll
though.
tell you something. Body is tea. I know my body.
It is body.
Yeah.
The
But
body
I need
is
a man
tea.
to look. When my man looks at me, he be like, "You are so beautiful."
But that's what I'm saying. I don't understand why every time I compliment her body, like literally the wedding scene where I said, okay, body, please, I really wish I had the screen. Just fast forward a minute. Just fast forward a minute.
you need?
I said, you look so beautiful twice.
Okay, how you put
Nobody, I feel like nobody even picked that up.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's like, bro, like I said she was beautiful. Sometimes that didn't go into the edit as well. But like at the wedding, for sure, which I got killed, like it's on the episode. I had to watch it back just to make sure, like, please tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm talking
later.
about before the wedding though.
Yeah.
When you saw her for the first time, you said, I can work with that.
Yeah, I did.
What you meant by that?
Because, it's an unorthodox process where you don't see what the people look like. So I was just kind of making a reference probably to that experiment. Like, yeah, I could work with that.
Okay.
I thought AD was attractive. I'm attracted to her face.
Okay, so you are attracted
Yeah, I'm
to
attracted to her. And then I want to kind of chime in what you said. I think AD was fun. I was never bored in our relationship.
Okay, that's fair.
I feel like off camera, me and AD had a good vibe. Like, AD is a type of girl I would date. Like, when we was off camera, I like a sexual girl. I like a girl that's fun. AD was all that. She's bubbly. She's she's lit. You know what I'm saying? So it was fun.
Okay, so the chemistry was indeed there.
The chemistry was definitely there. It was. I thought Netflix did not the best job of showing our chemistry. I feel like if you talk to anybody in the cast members, they'd say that the relationship that they were most disappointed in was me and AD because we have magnetic chemistry.
Okay, because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see
it either
that,
watching
that,
it.
that,
Yeah.
that spark, that
Same.
fire, because I'm a fire sign. I need that passion. I need that. So I'm like, where is it?
Same. Yeah.
Where is it? You know, okay, so.
And also, too, I mean, you could probably test as being an earth sign, but like,
Yeah.
it's a little slower for us to get that, like,
No, I don't got that time.
it's a little
You ain't got
slower.
one time. I mean, well, yeah, I do, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's, first of all, don't listen to her ass. She
Slow
be
boogie
lying.
ass.
Yeah.
She be lying, because all she dated is earth sign niggas.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
And they be falling in love after the second day.
Lex have dated a
Cap-
Virgo.
Virgo.
She was like,
What's your experience with Virgos?
My Virgo experience, literally first date we went on, he was like obsessed with me. We was kissing, making out. Like, even though I do date a lot of earth signs, it's never been slow boogie with me. Niggas fall in love with me very quickly. I'm a good time.
See, my fire sign experience though, I feel like that's just probably like that chemistry, because I feel like with the fire signs I mess with, it do pop off kind of like
it pops quick.
Yeah.
And it
Oh, they
falls
don't
off
play.
quick.
Yeah.
Fire signs don't play.
Yeah, y'all don't play. Y'all don't play.
I feel the same way too. Every fire sign experience I've had, like dating a fire sign man, like it's quick.
It's quick. I just feel like for earth signs, we so chill. Like we kind of like that. Like
we try to peep the scene.
Yeah,
like I feel
yeah.
like we be trying to feel the other person vibe first
facts.
before we figure out how we gon'
That's a fact.
maneuver and how we gonna move. We trying to see what you want.
Yep.
So I do want to ask this question because that's going to lead into our first topic. We've been talking. We've been chatting. We got some more stuff to say.
Well, before we get into the first topic,
Oh, go ahead.
we got an X Ty. What we drinking today,
I'm
Ty?
lit, Ty.
Already?
Yes.
Oh, I love that. So this drink of the week is called the Love is Blind, and our guest likes whiskey, so we have some whiskey in there. We have some raspberry liqueur, some lemon juice, and a little bit of agave. We have some fee foam, so that's what's giving us kind of like that thick top, and then a little bit of bitters on top. And then as the garnish, we have a beautiful basil and some raspberry, perfect for spring, summertime, getting in that zone. We outside looking for our boo. Okay, cheers.
Yeah, I like that.
It's delicious.
It's very good. You like your drink?
I like it. I'm really feeling it. I need to try that.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Lex P.
And it's your girl, Dre Nicole.
LA, we haven't seen y'all since last year, and we coming back in a big way.
Where the fuck you at? We on a motherfucking roll. Hey, yo. Yeah. Yeah. What's good?
Oh, how you gotta, okay, so I be saying here. So it's here. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, bitch. Yeah. Dead ass.
Fuck out
Yo,
of
you got me fucked up, son.
Ooh. Ooh. You did that.
Fuck out of here.
I'ma call her Aquafina.
Y'all know, first of all, I love the West Coast. We always have a time. Last year, we had our show out there, and y'all was lit. We had the best crowd ever, so I can't wait to see y'all again. I know y'all gonna turn up for us, and we coming out there again for the Netflix Festival.
Yes, Netflix is a joke fest. May 10th will be at the Miracle Theater at 7:30 p.m. I'm telling you, get your tickets right now. This is a show you are not going to want to miss. So what you're gonna do is go to netflixisajoke.com, get your tickets. May 10th, Poor Minds, 7:30. It's gonna be lit.
We gonna be there. Y'all need to be there. Period.
And y'all know we gonna have some special guests slide through.
Just wait and see.
Were y'all able to drink in the pod?
Yeah.
So y'all
Oh,
were
yeah.
drinking and going on the dates and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel like that kind of affected?
Nah, they ain't affect me.
No? Okay. Okay. So I do want to ask this question because Johnny and Amy were the only couple who got married this season.
Yep.
They were very healthy in their communication. Their spark was there. They rarely got in an argument and disagreements. It was very healthy, beautiful love. And they put the people to sleep. I was fast
Shout out
forwarding.
to Johnny, man.
I love Johnny. I love Amy. Shout out to y'all. But I'm not going to lie.
It was a little bit of a snooze
I was
fest.
fast forwarding through their scenes. I was. I'm not going to lie. I was going to see what was going on with you and AD. Definitely going to see what was going on with Jimmy and Chelsea.
Me too.
And then like Ken and Brittany, even though they didn't last, I was interested to see what that was. We like drama.
Yeah, yeah.
So this goes into the first topic. Do you feel like healthy relationships are boring?
That's a great question. I think when healthy people give me perspective on like how to be married, it doesn't really connect like that because I just be like, especially men,
Yeah.
I kind of need a dude to give me perspective that he kind of been outside a little bit.
Like he been through some shit.
He been through some stuff, like a reformed dude, you know what I'm saying? That probably like...
Not a reformed hoe, nigga.
I just talking to my therapist. I said, I think I probably need, my wife need to be reformed.
A reformed hoe. I agree with that though.
We
need a little spice.
I need a little
Cutting
spice.
up.
I need a little
I
spice.
mean, I can understand it though. I do. I would like a perspective from somebody, if I really do have to think about it, who has been through shit in a marriage, like real shit, and they persevered and they got through the shit versus like they're just like, We've just always been so in love since day one, and like it's just been perfect. He's never cheated. He's never did anything. I've never stepped outside of the marriage. And I'm not saying that like you should cheat. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying like even with like financial things,
That's
like
what I'm saying. It's beyond cheating.
It's beyond cheating. It's beyond infidelity. But just like, have y'all been through some shit, or have it been peachy and perfect?
Well, I need to figure out from a dude, like, how does he deal with like nothing? Like, well, you know, me and Johnny actually had that conversation at the bachelor party. It wasn't aired, and you know, and I love Johnny. Me and Johnny's actually one of the closest guys that I'm, you know, cool with on the show. But we don't really see eye to eye when it comes to like the relationship part because, you know, I just feel like the way I grew up, you know, like I need to talk to a guy that see how he withstands temptation. Because I feel like that was another thing that was on my head. Like, have I really put in the work to, like, if a bad chick just comes up to me and, you know, I've been married with AD for 6 weeks. Like, truth be told, I loved her, but like, it wasn't a foundation to me that was like internal. It was like, I love this girl, but like, this is cool.
It be some bad bitches outside.
It be some bad women outside, and I hate the internet gonna kill me for this, but like, you know that they out there. You know what I'm saying?
you nuts up.
I mean, they is though.
But this is the thing though. I always knew that, but like I wasn't really in that. Like I said in the beginning, I wasn't in that mindset. And then when I'm about to get married, it's like, dang, like, is this all gone? Like, did I like work on myself to know that temptation ain't gonna lead me astray? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing now, honestly, to make sure that that's not a problem.
So when it came to like
talk about that good stuff, they're like, let's get out of here.
Yeah,
Let's get back to toxic.
I just feel like, do you feel like the reason like you didn't agree to say yes, like you said, it's because you weren't ready, but was it because like you wasn't ready to give up going outside?
Nah. It was a multiple thing. I mean, I think there was that was definitely like in the back of my head, but like that's probably in every man's head about to get married. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I like men don't keep it real with women on a one-on-one basis, but they keep it real with other men. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So when I talk to guys, they pound me, they say like, bro, I appreciate what you're saying. Married men for 20 years. I asked this one dude, he met me at the airport and he was like so enthralled, he wanted to have a conversation with me. I said, bro, like tell me about your perspective on marriage. He said, bro, it's tough. It's tough. Like I said, what's your advice for me? He told me, wait till I'm 45. Ooh. Married men all the time tell me to wait. And I feel like I don't want to do that. So like, I'm trying to like that's why I'm like, it's constant, you know, searching of like, okay, that perception to kind of like let it click for marriage. And this is what I'm working for because I want to be a husband and I want to have kids. I don't want to wait till I'm 45. Like I would love to find a woman like this year, like and be locked down. Like I want to have a relationship. But I'm gonna be honest, and I just feel like it's not that popular. Like guys, we have our own type of code language and we don't really speak that much with women because with women because we're gonna get judged, you know? And I feel like when I was transparent with it, you know, men see that. They see that. They're like, yo, this dude was saying a lot of stuff that I feel and he got ridiculed from it.
So what was their perspective like as far as like, you know, some of the men that you were talking to and they was like, oh, you shouldn't get married till you were 45. Like, what was the reasoning? They
felt as though that, I think for them, I'm not listening to their advice because I think they came from a perspective of, they see what's going on in my life and they're like, man, I really wish I could have been married later on in life. I wish I would have had a little more fun before I locked in. And also too, like, you know, I think for guys, man, I think that temptation, especially if you're getting money and like, you just kind of just, you know, you was outside, you got a relationship. That's not really a talked about thing with men, but like, that's a tough transition for like any guy that, you know, goes from high volume of women to now you just with one. And it's like, there ain't no platform when men talk about that struggle, you know? And then like, when you say it, women like, well, damn, like, I'm so good, I should be that one person. It's like, yeah, you are that good, you should be that one person, but it's like, it's anybody going through the addiction. Like, I'll be, you know, I'll be doing my little dabble with my, you know, my drug, you know, whatever my drug of choice is. It's hard to sometimes put it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just, it ain't the easiest thing. And I think for men, I think we kind of came from a perspective of like, we idolize having multiple women, having success, like where we're not really idolizing things that we should, like family and like that foundation of love. We idolize the wrong thing. And I think for the Black community, we hear it all the time, even from women, high value men and all this other stuff. So you chasing different certain things and then you lose yourself in that, you know?
Well, I agree to that testament as far as like what we idolize, because I do want to talk to you about this a little bit too, because your dad was on the last episode.
Yeah.
And a lot of the season you were talking about how you felt like you were gonna cheat, and there was a whole ongoing joke because everybody was like, AD could be like, "Hey babe, what you want for breakfast?" "Well, I'm a cheat. So what you cooking? Cause I'm a cheat." And it was like a lot. Like every time she would bring up everything, it came back to you and how you felt like you just could not be faithful.
Mm-hmm.
So in the last episode, we were introduced to your father.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie, I felt like it was the whole season when I was watching you and you were talking about like the infidelity and how you were like, it was hard for you to settle down, which I'm glad that you told your truth. But it was like you kept saying a lot about what you saw in your parents, what was going on between your parents. But I'm not gonna lie, when I saw your daddy and I heard I'm being honest, and I saw your daddy talking, I said, "Oh, he a player from the Himalaya."
Mm-hmm.
I see where you get that shit from. Cause even the way he was talking to your mama, cause he was like, "Hey." He was ready to take your mama out for a date that night and she was gonna go.
Shoot.
You know what I'm saying? And I love your mother. She was so well spoken and well poised, and you could tell she was like, I don't be trying to have this conversation with me right now.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like that goes into our second topic? It's like, is cheating a learned behavior? Because I thought a lot of the things that you were saying was bullshit, but when I saw your dad and then how you spoke on your dad and how much you look up to him.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the things that you have learned from your behaviors is from your dad.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, my dad, I want to say just before I get into this, like my dad's put in the work. He had a conversation with the family. He apologized because I don't think he really knew the things that was happening that was affecting us. Like, especially me and my little brother, he really looks at us like we're his children. So he really poured into us the best way he could.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to my relationships, it didn't really like manifest into like where I could get a relationship. But my dad, in terms of my entrepreneurship, my go-getting, like he poured into that. He always told me like never let, don't depend on nobody, always be independent. So I feel like a lot of my good attributes I got from my dad. So, but in terms of how I went about relationships, I looked at women like soldiers in a sense, from
soldiers.
Yeah.
They supposed to go through something.
Not go through something, but like the way how I was kind of brought up, and not just from my dad, but just like my grandfather as well, who passed away. Mm-hmm. Just like, hey, women in your life, like when let's say like, my bad, let me break up. So when I was running track, you'll finish track practice at 7 p.m. My grandpa would sometimes be pissed that I got to pick you up at 7 p.m. Why can't you get one of your female friends to take you? So I've always kind of like, hey, you should have women help you out with certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, mind you, in high school, I was a little geek. I wasn't really, I was just an athlete. I wasn't really that guy until I got to college. You know what I'm saying? So this is all stuff that when I'm growing up, this is all in the back of my head. Because it's not like I was like getting women in high school and doing all this stuff. It just was taught to me when I wasn't. So this is how I'm thinking that relationships are supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? Because I really didn't have like a relationship in high school. I really was kind of in the books, focused on sports, but I'm still having these conversations with the men in my life. And also too, the cool guys, they was cheating. The guys that was getting the girls, they had they had multiple women. So like, I get it. And what I'm saying ain't popular, but like in society, the men that are praised, especially in the Black community, have multiple women. And to me, when I was kind of growing up, that's what I was idolizing. Like, I wanted that like accolade. I wanted that respect that those men had. Because I felt like me being a good guy, and other people could contest this, I felt like me being a good guy was not working. Like I adopted a.
That's fair. A lot of men are gonna relate to that though.
Yeah.
I mean, and I also, to kind of piggyback off of what you said, I feel like a lot of women are raised to feel like their worth is like valued by what they can endure.
Ooh.
In a like
struggle love.
Yeah, like what
put
you
that
willing
on
to put up with, and then like sometimes older generations, they'll like be like, well, you got to stick by your man. It's not gonna be easy. Like whatever is going on, you got to stay by your man because a good man is hard to find. I do feel like people are raised that way, and it's over. And that's just not in the Black community either. That's in every community. Like as a woman, you kind of just taught to like turn a blind eye to a lot of shit. As long as he's providing, as long as he's taking care of the household, as long as he's doing what he needs to do, quote unquote, as a man, like. All of the other shit that is not really going right in a relationship is okay because it's about like you being a woman is about you being strong and being there for your man and kind of being like the backbone.
Yeah. So piggybacking off of that, do you feel like your mom made the right decision in like getting a divorce from your dad?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think it was the right decision, but I don't know. I feel like we had a good family dynamic. I wasn't really privy to a lot of the stuff that was happening. Of course, my dad would take me on some of the trips, but like...
That's all I was saying.
It's so hard because I'm a kid. I'm like 11 years old. It's not processing like...
What was really going on.
What's really going on. And I feel like people are just like very hypersensitive. Like I wasn't 17.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, XP.
And it's your girl, Dre Nicole.
And one thing we are going to tell y'all about every week is to go to therapy. Get you some BetterHelp.
Get you some BetterHelp, y'all. It's super easy, super convenient. All you have to do is go on the app and you can talk to your therapist anytime you need to. And they make it super convenient and easy to change therapists if you don't like your therapist. And on top of that, it's affordable.
Yes, all this is done in the comfort of your own home. So no more having to go out, find a therapist, doing all this research. BetterHelp takes care of everything for you and you do it from the comfort of your own home. So what you're going to do is go to betterhelp.com/poorminds. That's betterhelp.com/poorminds and you'll get 10% off of your first month. Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/poorminds today to get 10% off of your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/poorminds. Okay.
Like,
was you calling?
I was confused about.
Was you calling them ladies auntie?
Nah, I was looking like, what's going on?
How your parents used to be dating people, they be like, oh, just call them auntie or uncle.
I thought this was regular. I thought, to me, in my view, because I'm not even talking about my dad, I'm talking about men.
Right.
Because like I said, I don't think men expose the same thing to women like they do to other guys and boys, men. It's a different dynamic. I'm talking about in corporate sales, management. I've seen it. Like, I don't be seeing, to me, in my eyes, like, marriage is like a guy holding down the household, but like the commitment is a gray area when I talk to men. That's just my opinion.
But why do you think men are not comfortable talking to women about things as comfortable as they are with like talking to their partners? Do you feel like it's because they feel like women are not gonna understand them? Or?
I remember when I was talking to one of my friends. She was one of my homegirls, and she was kind of telling me the guys that she was attracted to. And I was letting her know, I said, good luck. It's gonna be hard to tie down some of those guys. Like, she kind of like, the typical, I want, this, like, to me, who she was, I feel like she's a good girl.
Right.
And I feel like the type of guy she should get was probably aligned to something that had the same interests of her. But she's like one of them good girls, like them bad guys.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't think that's your way because these guys are used to talking to multiple women and they getting money. Like the guys she wants, the typical situation.
But I think it's different categories because technically you could say you that guy too, though.
Yeah, but I'm willing to put the work in to get better. That's why I say it's all about interviewing. You got to interview really well because, like, when you dating, you got to understand where that person's foundation, family dynamic. I think a lot of stuff matter. Like, people would be like, some stuff shouldn't matter, love shouldn't matter. Nah, I need to know you got, how was your family dynamic? You got brothers, you got, what's up? Because some of that stuff plays a factor. Like, marriage ain't a simple thing like I think people try to make it seem. It's you emerging families as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you have families that don't like each other, that's awkward during Thanksgiving. That can make the relationship, plateau. I've known relationships where the families didn't get along. That caused struggles and they got divorced years later because you don't have no support. You don't have nobody backing it up. That stuff matters. So,
Right.
yeah.
So do you feel like your fear of commitment and maybe like you being afraid that you're going to cheat, or if you have cheated in the past in relationships, do you feel like that was a learned behavior?
No, I think it wasn't a learned behavior. I think I just, I tried to adopt that persona to be seen, and I got caught up in it. You know?
That's fair.
I don't think anything that my dad did taught me, because my dad was having all those conversations with me. I had my first girlfriend. I was committed to her. I got my heart broken. Didn't cheat on her. I was a good guy. And just got my heart broken. Like, good guys, like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
this is your villain origin story?
Nah, not no villain, because I'm not trying to be a villain. Like, I'm going to therapy so I could, like, unlearn behaviors. You know what I'm saying? Like, truthfully, like, honestly, like, I don't think having sex with multiple women for guys is a good thing to do. I think you're intertwining too many energies. I think that you're constantly comparing. And I really wish that, that I was still the same good guy in high school. I really wish I had the confidence to say, like, who I was good enough, but I didn't feel like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't getting women coming up to me and saying, Clay, you good looking and you're attractive. Women weren't seeing me. I wasn't getting guys coming up to me like, Clay, you that nigga. Like, I wasn't getting none of that. So it wasn't until I started winning track meets, women started liking me. I started getting money. Now I'm getting that validation, like, oh, I'm that guy.
Right.
And that gets in your head, like, not no villain, or it's just ego. Like, you know what I'm saying? That ego just kind of ramp it up. So that's why I said when it comes to men, we got to have conversation with men that are in the same, like, elk with us. Because if I talk to some guy that been in a committed relationship since he was 15, I'm not going to
relate
to
not
that.
gonna understand what you're going through.
Yeah, because, like, bro, you've been with the same girl since you was 15. I've been facing temptations from 15 to 30. That's...
And what do y'all think about that? Because, typically in the Bible, it says you're supposed to meet that one person, settle down. Like, dating really is not supposed to be a thing.
Nah.
Because it's like you're supposed to, like, meet somebody and get to know them for a little bit, then y'all get married.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why technically we're not supposed to have sex before marriage, because it's like dating isn't really supposed to be like this long drawn out thing. Like, you meet a person, okay, like, I'm vibing with them, I feel like they the one, we get married. So I don't know, like, what do y'all think about that?
I'm kind of like what AD said. You got to test drive the car.
Yeah,
I agree too.
Because I'm not gonna lie,
I do think you
She
got to.
ate right there.
She ate that
I
down
do
because
think you got to test drive the
who was it that
car.
wasn't having sex yet?
It was Brittany and
Ken.
Yeah,
Brittany and Ken. 'Cause I'm sorry, like, it's just not happening. I feel like we are in a society where, of course, people do over-sexualize people. I feel like they were definitely over-sexualizing AD. In some things, I felt like it was all about her body and the way she looked. And AD is very smart. She's educated. She's beautiful. But it was more about her body, and a lot of times. So I get it. But at the same time, sex is natural. Sex makes the world operate. If we don't have sex and procreate, the world can't operate.
Yeah, but
so sex is natural.
True, but we technically not supposed to be procreating before marriage.
That's cool, and I get that. But
however, I agree with both of y'all, because I personally feel like I got to test drive the car too.
Sex is important in a relationship.
Right.
I cannot be with somebody who the sex is not. And you know what? Since we getting here,
I was gonna say this. So yeah, let's go ahead and
it's time to get into
the bed.
Ow.
The bed.
Bow.
The bed. Bow. 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 Bow.
Okay, what's your thought? Keep going.
Okay, well,
we in the bed now.
Well, I'm gonna bring the topic in.
They got me loose. What's up?
Yes, I'm gonna bring the topic in. So we definitely wanted to talk about, like, good sex and a bad situation. Like, having great sex with somebody, but when it's a situation that you don't need to be in. And obviously, like, it's not necessarily that you and AD situation was like a bad situation, but y'all definitely kept talking about how good the sex was. And, like, even with watching the reunion.
Well, She did. There was a scene where she was talking about like,
Yeah, she was saying, you know,
Okay.
like you was doing.
it's fine.
She's done a few, interviews.
Yes.
Oh, I
The
didn't see
sexual
that.
chemistry was there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So maybe not you, but yes, like definitely have heard.
She was
like,
putting it on you, Clay. You ain't got the lie. We know she was putting it on you. That's why you walked down that aisle. You was still like deciding.
Okay, wait. So I wanted to segue in. I wanted to segue into like, okay, so obviously on the reunion, like when y'all were having a discussion, a conversation, and she was just kind of like, they had asked her, Vanessa, I think, or Nick had asked her, so would you like date him again? And she was like, no comment. She want to move on to the next question. I feel like, is that because the sex was fire? Like, even though you was very clear about the fact that you didn't want to get married and you wasn't ready for that, she's still like, well, I don't know, I might spin the block because, I mean, dick fire.
Yeah, that's what it was given to me.
And I feel like sometimes sex be clouding the judgment.
It definitely clouds
And it
the
will
judgment.
keep you in a situation where it's like, you know this is not your future. You know this not about to be your husband. You know this not the nigga that you gonna be with. But like,
The sex be
the
good.
sex be crazy. And I feel like it'd probably be the same thing for men.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the sex kind of
That's a good
clouded
It's a good question.
a lot of things that y'all had going on though? Because obviously y'all had sexual chemistry. Like we're adults,
Right.
we have sex. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
So do you feel like the sex that you and AD were having, like, did that make things more complicated for you?
Oh yeah. When you have fire sex with someone, it definitely clouds the mind up. And me and AD had no problem in that, but we really did have a good, like, to me, good relationship
Yeah.
outside of the sex. Like, our banter, like, I would say after we finished filming Love is Blind, we didn't hook up, so, but we still, whenever we was around each other, we had that, like, magnetic banter like that, like, it could happen, I split your shit. But, like, it was always, like, we still had that chemistry, but 100% sex can definitely cloud your mind. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't really thought too much in depth to see if, like, that clouded our mind. But I feel like me and AD, I don't know, I just feel like we had a good relationship. But
Yeah.
it could, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
it was 6 weeks, so,
Yeah.
it could have clouded my mind, but I feel like it was honestly like that banter.
So after the show wrapped,
Yeah.
after the reunion wrapped,
Yeah.
y'all were no longer physical with each other.
Nah, we no longer physical.
Because people thought that you had put her in the friend zone, but was still having sex with her. That's what people thought. They thought that, like, okay, he didn't want to get married, but he still wanted to, like, be physical with her, be around her. Because, we saw a lot of TikToks.
Yeah.
And y'all were still hanging out. Because people were so confused. They're like, AD, this man told you no. Why are you still around him?
Right.
But you can confirm that y'all were just friends.
Yeah, me and AD was just friends. She stood on business. I tried her up, but, like, she ain't get.
You tried.
I tried her up. She didn't get.
Do you still be trying?
Nah, I haven't seen her.
I mean, you could send a text.
Yeah.
So y'all are platonic friends now.
We're cool.
Platonic friends. But do you still love her?
Would you spin the block?
I still love her. I feel like the altar scene, it was a lot. Me and AD would have to have, like, a conversation, because even, like, watching, like, the public backlash, I would say that definitely affected me and AD's relationship, where I feel like we were super strong before the show dropped.
Right.
And then when the show dropped, the relationship kind of, like, you're hearing other people's opinions.
Yep.
She felt like I played with her.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and even how I'm hearing you talk, and it's like, hey, Clay wasn't giving you was all into her. And I was like, dang, like,
Yeah.
they didn't show that.
Okay,
they
they
just
didn't
didn't
at
show
all.
that.
They didn't
Because
at
I feel like I
all.
was. Like,
Okay.
I felt like me and AD had a very strong dynamic. I was still trying to date her after we finished filming.
And she wasn't trying to date you.
Well, I messed up. So I think it was a possibility, but this is me. I effed up. We were supposed to meet up. She wanted to meet up with, like, the castmates. I was kind of like, I'm not really trying to be around the castmates. I just said no. I didn't want to get questioned. I was like, I knew what I was going to have to deal with, now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, I knew the castmates were going to be like, Clay, like, what's
What
going on?
happened?
Because AD was popular in the pods. Like, guys liked AD, women liked AD.
Everybody loved AD.
They loved AD. So, like, it's like I said no to, the prom queen,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, in the back of my mind, I do a bad job of this. Sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I'll go, but I'll be like,
Yeah.
I really don't want to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was one of those situations, and I guess AD was testing me, and I didn't show up. And I think that was like the last straw.
So like after that, she was kind of like done.
She didn't trust me. She didn't trust me.
And you said you felt like you made a mistake. So why ultimately did you end up feeling like you made a mistake?
I feel like I made a mistake because I didn't, at the altar, I should have had, because I saw AD the day before, and I was 50-50 that time. But I didn't feel comfortable letting her know that I was having that hesitation. So I didn't know how to articulate that. Like, I felt like it was too late. Like, I felt like we was already at the altar. And also, too, I was thinking about saying yes, so it was just a weird thing. Like, how do you communicate with someone that you're gonna go to the altar with? It's not like a traditional relationship where, we prepare for this wedding 6 months down the line. It's like, like it's only been like
it's on the spot.
5 weeks on the spot.
Yeah.
6 weeks, 6 weeks on the spot. So it's like I didn't, I'm gonna take ownership. I didn't articulate that.
Well, you know what? I'll say this in your defense. I think that the Love is Blind producers, they didn't stand on business because the first season of Love is Blind, I know you didn't watch it. You were forced to walk down the aisle.
Yeah.
You didn't have the option to be like, you know what? I don't want to marry them, so I don't want to waste their time. You had to walk down the aisle and you had to give them the answer. That's what was enticing about Love is Blind.
Yeah.
Because the climax of the show was that this girl is in this wedding dress.
Right.
This man is in this tuxedo, and I'm letting you know in front of my family and friends if I want to marry you or not. So I can commend you for actually walking down the aisle and doing it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like y'all all needed to walk down the aisle. Because Jimmy, you took Chelsea to carve that goddamn ice. Bitch been carving ice all day.
Okay.
And only to the end of the day, you tell her, you know what?
That's funny
Never
too.
mind. Because at least you went through with it.
Yeah.
So I
They
feel
were
like
pissed about the Jimmy thing.
Because why would you do that? You got the carving ice
experiment. The point of
They
the
rented out
experiment.
Carowinds. They rented out an amusement park where he broke up with her.
And to me, Jimmy
had
is
the
the
budget.
real villain.
Nah, Jimmy had the budget.
No, Jimmy been the real villain. No, he was the villain when he did Jessica how he did her.
Well, true, but let me tell you what.
I don't know about that.
Okay, so let me ask you a question,
y'all.
Wait. I think when Jessica told Jimmy she had a child,
She waited too long for sure.
She
should've
waited
told
too long
the
to tell
first
him about the
date,
child. But
like.
I also feel like when he heard that she had a child, that made the decision right there. He was still trying.
He was still being like, oh, well, maybe. And then he was going back and forth between the two of them.
If I could chime in.
Yeah, that's what.
I would say Jimmy gave me no indication that he gave me no indication that Jessica having a child deteriorated his opinion. He always, from day one, and I've had conversations with Jimmy. Jimmy's my guy.
Yeah.
We've had conversations off camera. I don't think he has any reason to lie to me. He pretty much said that the conversation that him and Jessica had that last day, what we seen, was that made him say no. Because Chelsea is cool as hell. I know, like, she's getting killed with the Megan Fox thing. I was shocked watching Chelsea's scenes because I didn't know, like, she was giving it up like that. It was actually entertaining. But, because I'm like, yo, Chelsea, she's like the type of girl that hangs out with the guys. Like, she cool as hell.
Yeah.
About Chelsea. Chelsea in the beginning, she gives cool. Chelsea was very insecure though.
Yeah.
And she cried so much. Every episode she be crying. And no tears be falling.
But we ain't never seen that side. So Jimmy was the only one kind of seeing that. I felt like Jimmy, everything he told me, I seen it. And I don't think Jimmy ever lied to me. I don't think they try to gas up the whole Jessica and him thing. I never heard or seen Jimmy, when he chose Chelsea, ever try to go back to Jessica.
Do you think the letter was too much? That's what it was?
What letter?
The letter.
You talking about Sarah and?
No, the letter that Jessica gave Jimmy
at the
to
pod.
her future husband. I feel like that was like what was a bit much for him, where he was like, I'm not
I think
proposing.
that was sweet. I think that they had the argument already.
Yeah.
They had that argument already. But honestly, I might have the timeline messed up because the editing.
Yeah,
You know, from what all I know is that Jimmy told me that Jessica was in the consideration. Jessica was, I think, he was contemplating between Chelsea and Jessica the whole time.
Yeah.
And he told me, because I saw him right after the proposal. So when he broke up with Jessica, he was very upset about that conversation him and Jessica had.
I'm not gonna lie, even watching the show, like I think Jessica kind of got caught up in everybody seeing her too. Because once the guys saw her, they were like, oh, whoa, this is what you look like. So that's why she was like, yeah, I can't wait for Jimmy to see me. But I ain't gonna lie, Jimmy was pushing P a little bit.
Yeah.
Cause he was like, okay, cool.
Jimmy get girls. Don't get it twisted.
I
believe that
He's
too.
a country. Look, I'm
Nah,
from country.
I went outside with Jimmy 2 weeks ago.
it.
Jimmy.
I can believe that.
So
he do seem like a country player.
Yeah, so when Jimmy saw Jessica, he was like, yeah, she fine. But okay, what else?
Yeah.
He did not give me the impression like he was like, oh, I seen Jessica. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was like, oh, I can't wait till he see Jessica.
I was thinking that too.
But when
We
he
all
saw her,
thought
he was
that.
like, cool.
Yeah.
When we was going to Lake House, we like, I can't wait to see how Jimmy, when he sees
Respond,
Jessica,
yeah.
how he responds.
He was still all
Jimmy
up in
kept
Jessica's
that.
face.
I gotta give a round of applause to Jimmy. Jimmy
Round
kept
of
that
applause
straight
to Jimmy. He
straight
did
face.
that. He did that. Okay, so let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
You think Chelsea looks like Megan Fox?
I think she has resemblance of Megan
Oh,
Fox.
you too nice. That girl
I
don't
think she
look
has be honest, I swear.
I have to agree.
She has some resemblance of Megan Fox, but I think you probably thinking about the body
I'm
and
not
the overall
thinking about
thing.
that. I'm talking about facial
if you do it like
features.
this, if you do it like this,
I think
no forehead, no chin.
Yeah.
can't do that. That's the face. That's a part of the
No,
face.
but what I'm saying, I'm talking about strictly like lips, nose, eyes. I get it. She has like a longer chin, like she has a different jaw structure, a different, and I think her forehead is a little bigger than Megan Fox's forehead. But like, if we talking about this, cousins.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think so. I
like
agree.
when I heard the comment, I would have been thinking like Jimmy, like I'm gonna see Megan Fox out that other side.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I'm gonna see the body and everything. But
But it wasn't that.
It
But
wasn't.
look, to me, I'm looking at the face. It does not give Megan Fox. I think the only thing they had in common
Next time,
is
if
that
you
they
go-
have piercing, like their eyes are. Chelsea has beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
And Chelsea is not ugly.
No, she not.
Chelsea is.
Right.
But does she look like Megan Fox? No, I think they just have piercing eyes.
I think that's a
it.
resemblance.
I think it's the way how Chelsea rolled it out. Like, yeah, MGK
It was
girlfriend.
kind of corny. She was like, what is his name? What's his
Girl, you
girlfriend's
know
name?
his name.
Because she was like, has anybody ever told you look like a celebrity? She asked him that because he wanted her.
To ask.
She wanted him to ask her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to confirm with Chelsea and Jimmy how that conversation went.
Okay.
That was
the editing,
hilarious.
Because
That
it
was
like,
hilarious.
Chelsea.
That was hilarious. That was me watching Love Is Blind. The joy I got was watching Jimmy and Chelsea.
It was
Very entertaining.
very, very entertaining.
I told you that Jimmy all the time, like, bro, you ate every scene.
I mean, I'll say this. Jimmy, I think we wanted Jimmy to be the villain in the beginning, but I think the way Jimmy really tried, he really tried with Chelsea.
He did.
He really fucking tried. Because at one point I was like, come on now, Chelsea. Come on now, dog.
So who were like your favorite cast members? Because obviously
From season one
we
to now.
clearly know. Well, no, I mean like on his season.
Oh, okay, because I
Okay.
want to know from season one.
yeah, I
to
want to
now.
know.
Yeah.
Well, he said he didn't watch.
Now I watched it now.
Well, yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah,
he probably
I'm caught up.
backtracked.
Yeah.
I'm caught up now.
Okay.
Once I finished, I was like, what
You
the hell?
got-
I
Yeah,
get
I gotta go back
Let me see
and
what these
look.
other niggas did. Because y'all got me fucked up.
I'm like, damn.
I'll make sure y'all share the content, like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And let me say this before we close out. Y'all, there is one Twitter account that is connected to Poor Minds. It's POUR_MINDS. Y'all are tagging the wrong Poor Minds page. If you see @Poor Minds with no underscore, that is a fake page. Do not follow that page, okay? They blocked me, Andrea, and the Poor Minds page on both. So we only have one Instagram, one Twitter, one TikTok. It is POUR_MINDS. All right?
And we got hella fake Facebook pages.
Oh, the Facebook pages. It's the
The crazy thing is our Facebook page actually have the least amount of followers.
So if you go on Facebook,
the one that's ours
got the least amount of followers.
The one that's not us got like 250,000 followers.
But y'all know it's fake if you actually look at the content, because the caption is like, whoever it is don't speak English. Because their captions are like,
Bumba Claus.
Should men pay bill? Should men pay bill? Yes, no. Check answer below.
Block.
Booyah, booyah, booyah.
Like, that's literally what the captions mean.
I like you want with that DDG Bumba Claude.
Bumba Claude.
I love that video.
I want to know who your favorite cast members were from your season. Obviously, you say you were really cool with Jimmy. So who else?
I was cool with all the guys.
Okay.
Like besides like Matt, because I'm be honest, I ain't talked to Matt.
We know.
Yeah, but I'll say all the guys. Ken, Johnny. Me and Johnny is real tight. Me and Johnny talk probably 3 times a week. Me and Jimmy probably talk once a week. Me and Ken probably talk once a week. Me and Jeremy don't talk as often, but me and Jeremy actually link up in person. We'll probably ride some skis together.
Jeremy was worse than you. You were not the worst villain on the show.
I didn't think I was a villain, but it's all good. But
No, but I mean, people like to take you as a villain.
Yeah.
Jeremy, awful.
Yeah. I think for me, I'm the villain because I went to the altar and I said no, and nobody else went to the altar.
Right.
Like, if Jeremy went to the altar, if Jimmy went to the altar,
Right.
like, I probably would have been protected a little bit more.
A little bit.
Nah,
But I think
only a little bit, because the black community was still jumped on me.
True,
Yeah.
but I think people
They
forgot
will.
the basis of the show. In the first season, all the couples had to go to the
Yeah.
altar.
Yeah.
And nobody worse than Shake. Shake was on like season 4.
Shake was 2.
Shake was season 2?
Yeah.
Shake was awful.
But then
Horrible.
Shake had like the best reunion. Like,
No.
the whole reunion went against Shake, and I thought he held his
That's
own.
because he's an asshole. He was like standing 10 toes down and he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I thought that
like,
was
he's
hilarious.
literally
That was good
on
content.
reality shows now. Like, he gets invited to reality shows to be the villain. Like, he was on a reality show with like Omarosa, Johnny Bananas. He does that.
Not all the villains.
Yes, like
Yeah, I
they had
saw
a
that.
show on VH1 and it's like all the villains and he was on there. Shake was awful. I think for you, Clay, I'm gonna give you my honest review as
Yeah, do it.
a consumer of Love Is
I
Blind.
like Clay.
I think with you, I think you're not perfect. You're a flawed human, but we all are. Because guess what? If Dre was on camera, if I was on camera, or anybody else, our flaws are gonna show. And I think it just wasn't as forgiving because obviously it's edited. But I think that you were a man dating and going through feelings and emotions, and you had to do it on national TV. And a lot of people couldn't do what you did.
Yeah, facts.
And I don't think your intentions were to ever hurt anybody's feelings. And that's what I can say. I think truly, like when I saw Shake was in the pods asking girls, could he put them on their shoulders? Could he hold you up? Because he's trying to low-key ask, are you fat or not? You know what I'm saying? That type shit. So when I say that, it's like, I think that when you went in the pods, you had genuine intentions.
And let me say this too, advocating for you a little bit. I don't think nothing is wrong with asking what somebody look like.
It is though with that show. Because love is supposed to be blind.
I get what you're
You
saying.
know, I'm gonna just, if I could chime in. Go ahead.
I get what you're saying, Lex. However, it's like, I feel like if I ask you though, you can give me a little hint.
No.
Like, okay. So if you went on a show and somebody was like, okay, like I really like you, but I'm not gonna lie, like physical attraction is really important to me. Can you kind of like give me a little hint, like what
I'm
you
thick
look
as
like?
fuck. I'm bad as fuck. Toes
That's
pretty.
what AD
face
did, though.
Okay,
pretty,
but if you
looking
said
pretty.
that, if she said that to you, you would be like, alright.
And AD did say that. They recorded.
She did.
She let me
But
know.
they would-
She let you
they-
know she had that ass.
She let me know she had some ass.
But they didn't air that part.
They didn't air that.
Okay,
They didn't air that.
that's fucked up.
They
That's
didn't
fucked
air that.
up.
Well, no,
She did
I
tell
think
me.
this.
Because I would have said that
And
too.
I don't want to say that conversation was a conversational prompt, but what's your biggest fear? So I was just saying my biggest fear is that I fall in love with you and I'm not attracted
And you
to
not
you.
bad. Yeah.
I thought that was an honest, you know.
I mean,
that is
real.
honest, but I'm not
they
gonna
ate me
lie.
up for that. They put that on the Netflix trailer.
They did.
I mean, I feel like
because I said, "Oh, this nigga, why are you even here?"
physical attraction is important.
It
to
is,
me,
but
though.
if your physical attraction is that important to you, you don't need to go on this show.
But he said he didn't know
Right. He didn't
what
know
the
that.
show was.
But that's what I'm saying. I could never go on Love at First Sight. I could never do that show.
Married
Married at First Sight.
Where you married and you see the person
Not
for the first
doing
time
it.
at the altar.
I'm not doing it.
That's
I could
crazy.
never go on Love
My
is
mom
Blind.
wanted me to actually go on that show.
For real?
She advocated me to go on Love is Blind, but to go on Love is Blind, but she thought it was Married at First Sight. Because she thought that it was like therapist. Now I'm like, Mom, that would have went worse.
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
can't do Married at
I
First
have to be
Sight.
attracted to you. I don't care if the world finds you ugly. I need to find you attractive.
Yeah,
I've
facts.
never cared if this person can think you ugly. That I don't give a fuck.
I
I need to find
He's
you.
fine to me. Like
He's fine
I got
too.
that physical attraction to him. Like I don't know. I want to jump all over him. I need to feel that way.
Okay, so before we move on, I do want to ask you this: once you get ready and you feel like, okay, I'm ready to settle down, I'm ready to be married, would you spin the block with AD and marry her?
I would say me and AD probably have a conversation. I feel like it was a lot of shots was thrown, not from us, but like from other people that I feel like affected our relationship. Because honestly, we were super cool before going to the show. So I don't really feel comfortable answering that because me and her haven't talked since the reunion.
Wow.
Yeah, so
And how long ago was the reunion?
maybe 4 weeks ago.
Oh,
Yeah, so
that
not
was
too
recent.
long.
It
It's
wasn't that
recent.
long.
Yeah.
But we were talking consistently.
Right, right, okay.
Like, so, I would say I would have
She
to have a
looked good
conversation.
at the reunion too.
Yeah, she did. She ate on there, Yeah.
You funny, Clay.
But I know your DMs is going up now.
So
After the show, I know the girls be up in there.
yeah. So how is your dating life now? Like, are you single? You dating? What's going on with you?
I'm just going therapy, chilling.
So you're not dating right
I'm
now?
not dating. No.
You don't be responding to the DMs.
I'll be like saying thank you. You know what I'm saying? People would be like,
You don't be like, what's up?
nah, I just like it. And I'll say praying hands.
Not the
Thank you.
praying
What?
hands.
I'm praying him.
So you're just not interested in dating right now?
I feel like I'm like too busy to like date. Like I feel like someone is gonna have to be like, I don't know, like if you just saying like, oh Clay, I loved you on the show, like that's not gonna be like, yo, let me try to holla at this girl. Like
Right.
it's like, yo, appreciate you. You know, I feel like, and some women be like, yo, you're so good looking, you're the best looking. I'm like, thank you.
You ain't trying to hear that shit.
Nah, I feel like I don't know. I need to see how you gonna change my life. What's up?
Okay.
Talk
You're
that
looking
game.
for something deeper.
I'm looking for something deeper, and also too, like I'm going to therapy. I know that I want to be a husband, so like I don't want to just jump out from the show and try to like use the momentum that I got to try to get women and have sex with women. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I'm trying to actually like build some type of mental fortitude where like although the temptation is hot right now, where I could kind of like, all right, cool, like I'm not about to fold, because right now it's the highs. Like my DMs is going crazy, but I feel like I've been doing a real good job of like not responding and
and doing the right thing. So I do want to ask you a question though. So a lot of times when people go on reality shows, especially Love is Blind, they say they hate the edits, they hate how they made them look, the producers. I know specifically Lauren from season 1, she's done a lot of like kind of speaking out just about the treatment of specifically the Black people on the cast, how they edit things, how they make things look. So how do you feel moving forward with your relationship with Netflix and the Love is Blind show? Like, would you do more reunions or do collaborations with them? Or you kind of feel like, you know what? I don't like how y'all made me look and I'm not fooling with it.
I think that's my sentiment, but I'm an open communication guy. Also too, like with my edit, I said all the things that I said. So like I said, like I'm a guy that holds myself accountable. I think Love is Blind was a great experience for me, even with the backlash, because it showed me the way that I date and the toxic things that I do. So it's gonna make me a better partner. So
Right.
I appreciate, even though Love is Blind focused on a lot of my negative stuff, I probably didn't need to get my ego boosted anymore.
Right.
So I don't have a bad relationship with Netflix. I like Chris Cohen, who's the CEO. He called me and he let me know that he was happy that I went through the process and I made my decision at the altar. So I don't have no bad blood with them. Although I didn't like that fact that they didn't show some of my in-depth conversations with AD, I do appreciate the fact that I was able to be a fly on the wall with my relationships and be able to see like, okay, there's things I need to do better.
Right, right.
I'm not tripping on the edit like that.
Okay.
Would you do another reality show?
They kind of beat me up a little bit, but you know, it depends. I mean, I'm a capitalist, so the money talking, you know.
I know that's right. I know that's right, period.
So I did want to ask you real quick too, before we move on to the next segment. I know that you're a really big mental health advocate. And so I wanted you to kind of touch on that a little bit and how like you maybe found your therapist and got into getting therapy, because maybe you could help like some of the Black men out there who are a little hesitant with going to therapy. Because I know that's a big thing in our community. Like so many people and that's men and women, like people just be feeling like, oh, I don't need to go to therapy. Nothing is wrong with me. So I would like for you to touch on that a little bit too.
Yeah, I was on the same mindset, like, you know, therapy, I don't really need it. Like, once I really want to be with somebody, it's going to just happen and work out. And like I said, when I kind of went through this experiment and I'm like, man, I got some roadblocks because I love this girl, but like I can't move past certain things. So I just think for Black men, you know, as men, we have to have this tough external and, you know, always be tough, and sometimes even being emotional, you kind of get ridiculed. It's good to have a therapist because you have somebody that's unbiased in your life that can give you some proper perspective where you could cry and not feel judged, where you could, you know, let your emotions out and not feel judged. And I feel like as men, we always try to be the toughest guy. And I would say, even when I cried on the show, that was such a good release for me because I ain't cried before that for 3 years.
Right.
So that's why I kept on crying, because it was so much stuff built into me. And I feel like for men, we don't tap into that emotion enough.
Right.
Whenever we do feel sad, like let's say a deal doesn't happen or we do get our heart broken, we kind of just like, man, F it. We're gonna go have sex with another girl or do something else. And like that pain is still there. So like we need to be able to speak on that pain, let it go, you know, because carrying that ain't gonna do you no good. So that's why a therapist is really good, because it's somebody that it's not in your life that's going to judge you. It's it's a unbiased perspective, and you could just be yourself. Nobody's judging you. Anything you got going on, you can let that therapist know, and it's a safe space for you. So to me, when I walk out my therapy sessions, I feel like a better man.
Yeah.
I feel way more like I could come on to talk to y'all and be vulnerable and not trip on how the world gonna see me, because it's my life. Like, I don't really care what other people really thinking about me. Like, at the end of the day, I'm trying to do what's best for me. And my woman, my wife is gonna be able to, that's my wife. I'm gonna be able to identify that, and she's gonna be able to identify me and like what I got going on. There's gonna be a lot of people who not gonna like what I say, but there's gonna be one person that likes it, and I'm only marrying one person. So
Right.
Oh, no.
I don't need it.
That's what people be failing to realize.
Yeah.
You only gotta impress that one person.
One
I gotta impress one person,
person.
you know, so.
You ain't that. Look at you with the growth.
So how did you find your therapist?
So I had a male therapist at first, and he was like kind of one of them therapists that like do Bible verses at you, and that it just wasn't working with me. I'm like, you can't just throw John 3 verse 5
John
on me.
3:16.
John 3:16 is crazy.
John 3:16. Yeah, that's kind of energy he was
God
on.
so loved the world.
I'm weak.
And you know what's funny too? At the wedding, they said they did Proverbs 3 verse 5. That's the verse that I told AD they was manipulating a little bit, because I'm like, that ain't even a wedding verse. That's a wedding.
my
That verse is stay
God.
still.
Right.
They convinced me to not get married. But they funny though.
Yeah.
But I actually went through another therapist, but I only did one session with her. My sister did a session with the therapist that I have now. Shout out to Miss Tony. She's been real good. She gives me homework. So every time after a session, I see her once a week. She asks me do things. She asks me look at YouTube videos. She wants me to start practicing meditation. I would say that I'm a little off and on with meditation, just off of my schedule. Now I know
Same.
meditation works, but it's just hard for me to make the time for it. But she sends me meditation, she sends me things. And one of the things that she's like very toned in on is like, okay, Clay, like, let's identify your childhood. Let's identify what made you happy. Let's identify different things, because I would say that the things that I've been chasing in my life, that's stuff that like doesn't really make me happy, but it's like kind of like what I told you, like I adopted this persona to be validated by other people. And that is kind of like what's been filling me. So I had to go back into my kid essence, like, all right, what makes me happy? Being around my friends, being around my family, being around love. Money, although I do love money, I'm a capitalist, that gets stressful. And sometimes you chasing that money so much, you're not even happy.
Right.
And I realized like me having genuine conversation, being with friends, being with family, that's my happiness. So getting back to that essence, you know?
Okay, it's very interesting too that you have a woman therapist. Like I feel like most of the time when I think about men, they always like have male therapists, and like women a lot of the time have women therapists.
Yeah.
I feel like it be mixed from
You
I
think
guess
so?
my guy friends that I be talking to. It be a mixture, but just to piggyback off of what you said as far as like the homework that she gives you, because I love my therapist. She always gives me homework. But I would say the main thing I took from her, I tell Dre this all the time, journaling.
Yeah.
Because the reason journaling, I always talk about how important it is because with journaling, like you said, we have to look back on our childhood and look at the things that affected us. That means we have to look back on our past. I can look back 2 years ago what I was feeling in this moment right now because I journaled it and I wrote it down, and I can look at my growth. So every day, even if nothing happened that day, I sit down and I write how I felt this day, what I'm going through this day. So journaling has literally changed my life when it comes to growth, because sometimes you don't get to look back and really see the growth that you've made.
Yeah.
But I can guarantee you, if you wrote down how you feel a year ago and you read that today, you be like, wow.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Even 3 months ago, I'll be looking at my journal entries. I'll be like, oh my goodness, this is crazy.
Wait, give me perspective, because journaling to me is tough, because like it's like the same thing with meditation. Like the time.
So you know
like,
what
tell
it
me about
is?
that.
It's a habit for me.
It's a habit now.
So
Okay,
I'll say
okay.
this. So now
Yeah.
sometimes when I journal, I didn't do nothing that day, but
Yeah.
stay in the house. So I'll be like, okay, so today I stayed in the house. I cleaned up a little bit. I had a conversation with this person and we was talking about XYZ. So a year from now, I can look back on that and be like, damn, I was talking to this person about this. That's
Yeah.
not even shit I care about.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I even engaging in a conversation like that? You see what I'm saying?
makes
So it
sense.
can be like the smallest thing that
Yeah.
you could be like, why was I engaging in that?
Yeah.
You know, what was I doing? And I'm like, oh, because like now I'm in the gym real tough.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll always journal and I talk about my gym things. So even when I look back on my journals entries from a year ago, I'm like, damn, I wasn't in the gym at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about how I feel so much better now because I'm looking at my journal entry from 4 months ago and I'm like, man, I left the gym. I feel so good today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, look how happy the gym makes you. So it just be like little stuff. So it don't got to be a long. Sometimes I'll literally write that, hey, I don't feel like writing in my journal today, but I'm going to do it because I know I need to. I had a slow day today. This is how I'm feeling. I'll write something better tomorrow.
Yeah, I gotta do a better job at that, because I feel like I did it at the start of the year last year. Like when I was doing Love Is Blind experience, I was journaling.
Yeah.
So one day I'm gonna read what I was saying, because that shit was crazy. You know?
And I think sometimes if writing isn't for you, maybe you can
Yeah.
record it.
Yeah, I think so.
iPhone, they have an
Yeah.
app now. So if you just like be on your phone, they have
Yeah.
a journaling app now. So I think there's a lot of different ways you can journal.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm gonna start incorporating that.
Yeah, for sure.
This girl that I follow on social media, we've been following each other for a long ass time, and we got each other in our close friends. She had posted in her close friends the other day. She was like, I don't really know. Journaling don't really work for me because I'm just more of an on-site person.
What you mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like I need to write that shit in my journal. I'm going to just let you know you got me fucked up.
Well-
like, I'm going to just talk to you and let you know, like, this is how I feel. I don't want to deal with this or whatever the situation may be.
When I think about journaling, I don't think it's about what a person has done to you. I think it's more like the internal things.
Right, but I guess she was just saying she feels like I'm going to just let it out regardless. Like, I'm going to just let whoever know how I feel.
But what if you're dealing with something internally that has nothing to do with anybody else? Who you gonna let know? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, but it's like you as a person, you know how you feel.
Right, but you really don't though. Because there's things, tell me what you
Like, if
did.
it's internal, if it's me feeling
It's
this
not,
way,
though.
even if I'm writing it in a journal, I'm not letting nobody know. I'm just writing it down.
Right, but guess what? 2 years ago, today, what were you doing and how did you feel? It be sometimes that I look at old Poor Minds episodes, I'll be like, I said that?
Right. I mean, I agree. I think that I do journal more these days, but I think it's cool. But sometimes I think I kind of fall off with it too, because I don't necessarily think that I'm a person who looks back on things.
Yeah.
either, you know?
Yeah,
So I
and
think
I
it also just depends on the type of person you are. Because
Exactly.
if you're a person who you like to look back on things and document your growth and be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, well, I was going through this and now I'm not like that no more. And I don't think this way anymore. Versus like if you're a person that you just kind of go through life and
Move on.
then
I always say this when I talk to because my
It's a
best
little
friend is getting
different.
into journaling.
Yeah, that's a good
I look at
Yeah.
journaling like losing weight. When you lost weight and you look in the mirror, you be like, oh my God, I don't see no difference. because you see yourself every day. But if you take a picture from day 1 to day 90, you be like, oh, day 90, oh my God, I look like this day 1. That's how journaling is for me. Everybody's different. Some people, they don't want to see that day 1 picture. That's not going to help them. Me, I need to look at that day 1 picture.
And see, I will say this. Even when I do journal, like, even looking back to, like, me journaling at the end of last year, I haven't read that shit.
Yeah. See, when I'm feeling
Like,
down,
it's April, and I have not read that.
Yeah.
This whole year. You know what I mean?
do like-
so it's like I never really look back on stuff. Like, even with text messages, I have my text messages to where after a year they delete because it's nothing that I want to, like, look back on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have like maybe every like 6 months I sit down and I'll read my journals. Especially if it's a day I'm feeling something, I'm like, what's going on today? I'll look back and I'm like, oh, okay, you're on the right track. So I just think it just depends with what you're going through. I feel like if you've never tried it, maybe try it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you should definitely
Just try it. Maybe you'll like it. It worked for some people. It's done wonders for me because, child, I be a mess. So
Yeah, what I be doing now, I just be like, when I be having my therapy sessions, I just have my notes tab up.
Yeah.
Just kind of like write notes down. But, you know, I did journal before. I just felt like to me to be consistent, because I'll just be like, you know, some days it just don't be shit going
Every
on.
day.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it'd be
Yeah.
like, damn.
I write in my shit every day.
That's a habit.
It's a
That's a
habit for me now, though.
When I was doing a show, I was journaling because we ain't had no TV, we ain't had nothing.
Y'all
So
had
that's all
nothing to do.
that's all I had to do. So I'll read those because that was entertaining. But like one day I'm gonna read that shit on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I said also, if you don't want to write, because I think sometimes people just don't want to write,
yeah.
just record.
Yeah, I like that.
You can record
That's a good.
too.
I think I'm gonna do that. Like probably do like some voice record. Like hey, because I do my walks in the morning. Like I like when the sun kiss my skin and just go on a walk, talk to God, and like I probably record myself and. Like,
Yeah.
you know
What was that movie, Avatar? Remember how they made them document everything every day and they was like recording? So I feel like just record something. And even if you don't do it every day, you could do it every week.
Yeah.
Give a summary of your week.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it every day. Just something. Write something down.
I agree with
Shout
you.
out to you
just
helping
show
my
a little
mental
pride.
health out.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm here for the mental
Yeah,
health.
advocate.
Okay, so now we're going to move on. We in our favorite segment of the week, your Pour Your Heart Out segment. Did they give us the Pour Your Heart Out card?
Yes, do we have the Pour Your Heart Out cards, you guys?
Make sure you email us at askpourminds@gmail.com if you want your questions answered on the show. If you are a Patreon member, make sure you put that in the subject line and you get to skip the line.
Do you
period.
give good advice, Clay?
I don't know.
He's like, I don't know. I ain't the best advice giver.
We about
gonna
to
give some
see.
advice
It
today.
depends who asks.
Oh Lord.
Okay, I'm gonna get into question. This a long ass question.
God
Actually,
damn.
well, it say question number 1, but mine say question number 2.
Mine say question number 1. I guess it don't matter. You want me to go first or?
It don't matter.
Okay.
Is yours longer?
Mine's short.
Okay, go. You go first.
Okay. Hey, Lex and Drea, sit back because this is a good one. I've been talking to this guy who's 26 and I'm a 31-year-old female. We started talking after he slid in the DMs, but here's the bad part. Our moms are best friends, but anywho, we've been fucking and talking, and I'm catching feelings fast. But also, he has a baby on the way. I don't know what to do. I need your help. Should I just let it continue and play out or leave him alone? Side note, he says him and the baby mama aren't getting back together, but I'm old enough to know that shit can change, but please help me. Being 31 and being a side, we know better. Girl, I'm never dealing with a man who got a baby on the way.
Yeah.
Just off the top.
on the way?
Off top, because a newborn is a lot of work. If you're a man or a woman and you have a newborn and you have time to date, you're not being a good parent. That's just my honest opinion. Because I've been there with a newborn.
Because that child needs attention.
I was there with my sister and her baby daddy whenever they had my oldest nephew, and it's a lot. And they were both there present, and I was still being there. It takes a village, for real. A good father to a newborn does not have time to date.
What about if the woman is keeping the newborn away from the father and he wants to be present in life?
a woman, a real woman, that's not
She's not
happening.
keeping
She's
the
not-
child away
she
from the
needs a
father.
break.
She need the help.
She needs
I
the
just
help.
only reason I said that because I have a homeboy who just went through that.
He's
like,
going. I mean, I'm not saying it
Yeah.
doesn't.
No,
But-
yeah,
happen.
it definitely
Yeah.
happens.
I'm not
but
saying it doesn't happen, but
I
that's
feel
a
what you're saying,
very
though.
slight.
Yeah, it's a slight
That's a
percentage.
very like he has an interesting case because I'm gonna tell you,
Mhm.
99% of the time, a
They
woman with
want
a
them.
newborn, she wants you to be there. She
100%.
wants you to help.
She needs some
She
break.
needs
She need a
some help.
break.
So that's a red flag.
Postpartum depression is real. Okay.
I mean, a red flag for sure is a nigga having a baby on the way trying to date me.
Mm.
What you mean you got a baby on the way?
And he's 26. He younger than you. You 31. That girl, move on. And then
I
y'all mama's
agree.
best friends. Y'all supposed to be cousins.
I agree.
Y'all kissing cousins.
That's where the toxic shit get in there. She having good sex.
That
with him.
dick is not that good, girl.
We just talked about that,
talked about
Clay.
It's the sex.
It's
the
the sex.
good sex, bad situation.
That's what's making her write that letter.
yeah.
But girl, let that shit go.
Yeah, let that shit go. We can all agree, let that shit go.
So he doing well in life? Did it say anything
Well, she
about
didn't
that?
say that. She just said he was 26.
I don't think she's
Oh,
Yeah, she just said he was 26. But I mean, given the way the economy is now, I'm not gonna assume, but 9 times out of 10, a 26-year-old, he's still trying to figure life out.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga fucking for rent.
Fucking
Yeah.
for rent is crazy.
I mean, it's going on. I'll give it up for a little bit of rent. Rent high now. Y'all lucky I ain't young. I wouldn't know what I would be doing right now. Because with these rent prices now,
rent is crazy right
Yeah.
now.
oh, Lord, I just thank God every day.
My rent's so high.
Ooh.
Mm.
Go
I
ahead.
mean, I don't pay it, but you know, it's high.
Question.
No, I'm preparing myself.
It's very
long. All right. Remaining anonymous.
Mm.
Hey, Lexandria, I love y'all so much. Let me get right into this. I'm sorry, it's long, but just listen, okay? So I've been with my cheating, lying ass baby daddy for 14 years, since I was 15 years old. Okay, so about 6 years, we took a break. He moved out and a lot of shit went down during the 6-month break. He got somebody pregnant, made her get an abortion. I got pregnant by him or the other nigga. I don't know, because I was fucking both of them, honestly. But I got rid of the baby. Anyways, me and baby daddy came back together and we went to get tested together. For all my life, I've stayed on top of my screenings, but this time he specifically asked for us to get a herpes test, which in all my days, I never knew it was a blood test or that I wasn't even getting tested for it when I go to the doctor and say, test me for everything. So mine comes back positive and his is negative. And more so, I can't pinpoint who gave it because I never had a cold sore, blister, not shit on me ever. Still, after finding out, nothing. Literally ever. I cussed my doctors out from here to hell because I just couldn't wrap my head around how I have checked my pussy every 3 to 6 months since I started fucking, and I'm finding out this information at 24. So now, the present day, I am 30 years old and I don't want my baby daddy no more. I'm done. But he the only one that knows I have this shit. But I want the courage to be honest with the next person I decide to be with. How do I tell them, am I fucked for life?
First of all, this is why I'm not judging you and I don't want to be. This is why sex education is important and we need to get this shit beyond 6th grade. Do y'all know sex
I
ed
had it in high school too.
But what I'm saying is, sex ed is taught in 6th grade. Like, you had it in high school, but that's not what the average curriculum is. Because that is absolutely insane that everything that she just said. Because why we're not teaching, why are we still putting condoms on bananas in sex ed?
I mean,
because there's no reason she should be like, oh, I never had a cold sore. I never had it. I didn't know a blood test. That's crazy to me.
STDs lie dormant for a long time.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
All of them. And they do teach us that.
And like I said, I'm not judging you, but at the end of the day, you have to live your life differently. And you have to be honest with people, because let me tell you how fucked up it is. I think that if you know that you have something and you're sleeping with people, that's literally a criminal offense now.
It is. You can go to jail.
That you can go to jail for that if you're sleeping with people knowing that you have something and you're not letting them be known. So I feel like with this, you don't have to be with somebody just because he knows, but You have to be honest. I don't know how. I mean, thank God I've been blessed. I don't have anything like that that's incurable or anything like that. So
Right.
I've never. So I can't tell you how to have that conversation. But you do need to figure out a way to have that conversation.
Because you need to have a conversation.
Because you need to have that conversation.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think a lot of people kind of underestimate. I mean, there's a whole community. You gotta. What's the? It's like 1 in 4 people have herpes. So a lot of people. Your baby daddy, if you test him right now, he probably got that shit too now.
You probably lying.
You just exactly.
She
So
need to get the results.
exactly. Did he tell you his results came back
Or did
negative,
he show
or did he show you? Okay. So all jokes aside, I feel like we need to lean on each other with support communities as well a little more. Like I think finding community is important. So
he suggested that she has an STD and then he was negative and she was positive.
exactly. Something ain't right in that water.
I feel like he got that shit.
He got somebody else pregnant. You got pregnant, thought it was his, thought it was the. Why is y'all fucking all these
Everybody
people with
pregnant.
no condom?
The pit bull pregnant.
Pitbull in the corner, he pregnant. You
Everybody
pregnant. The mama, baby, daddy pregnant. Why is everybody? Where the condoms at? I ain't hear nothing about no condom. Y'all are not afraid enough for me.
Fellas, use lambskin.
Oh, you like lambskin?
I do.
I feel like you can still get a little 1-2 from lambskin, right?
I heard that lambskin, like you can still get STDs.
Oh, really?
Because it has
shit.
pores in it.
Oh,
It's
really?
skin with
thought-
pores.
Shit.
That's why it feels so natural.
Oh, really?
You better get you a thin.
Damn, I didn't know that. That's
thin.
crazy.
You gotta get you a thin. Let
I'm
me tell you
thinking I'm
something.
protected with the lamb.
You better get you a Magnum and a test.
No, I'm
The Magnum Ultra Thin, they're so thin.
I'm playing.
Magnet ultra
The
thin?
Magnum Ultra Thins are so thin. I don't use condoms no more, but
Good for you.
when we were using condoms, Magnum Ultra Thin. They
But I
don't
do.
like nothing.
In his defense, though, I do think that they do have lambskin condoms that protects against STDs too.
The Magnum has the lambskin thing, but honestly, I never looked at it where it...
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't used lambskin condoms in a very long time because I dated one guy a long time ago who was allergic to latex. So he had to use. So we were using lambskin, and I never had a problem with it. But I know then this was a long time ago when I did my research on it. It was like, it's lambskin, so skin has pores in it. So the condom,
you can still be
the
exposed.
semen can get through the pores in the. So
okay, so it does say that it says natural lambskin condoms do not prevent the spread of STDs because of the presence of tiny pores and holes that may allow viruses such as HIV, hepatitis B, and herpes to spread. It is important to know that male condoms cannot completely protect you and your partner from contracting the STD.
I know a little something now. I've been fucking for a long time now. So
I was today years old where I found out lambskin.
But that's all right though.
But you gotta ask yourself. You gotta be like, why these feel way better than latex?
Well, a dude brought it to me like, yo, bro, like, cause condoms got that drench, that smell.
Yeah,
like,
they do.
That should make a whole room smell like a locker room. So like, I feel like. Depending on who you messing with too. Yeah,
it smell worse than a locker
get
room.
Worse.
She ain't used no boric acid in a few years.
She ain't take no shower before.
Mm-hmm. It gets real stanky in the field.
But,
Leg!
It do!
Boric acid is necessary though. Tea tree oil too.
Mm-hmm. I love to pop me one for a night on the town.
Not a night outside. But for real though, like that's why I think that it's such a difference in how latex feels and how the lambskin condoms feel because it's literally like a second skin.
Yes.
And so it has like the pores, it has the holes in it.
And you like to be meat to meat, which is understandable.
And it feel like meat to meat damn near with the lambskin.
But I don't
Not
care.
that I know.
My health.
Because I sound like a pro.
You never used a lambskin condom before?
No, I said I sound like I know.
Oh, okay. Well, I will say I think that you have to find your community of people who have had these conversations before. Like I said, I can't give you advice on that because I've never had to have that conversation. But I do think that you need to figure out how to have that conversation. But don't stay with your baby daddy just because he knows. You know what I'm saying? Like, because something in the milk ain't clean with him either.
Because like Clay just said, why did he suggest it?
Yeah.
That's
what's not sitting right in my spirit.
Mm-hmm.
he suggested it and his shit was negative and your shit was, I don't know.
Cap. He got somebody pregnant, made her have an abortion. Y'all is nasty. Y'all need to stay away from each other. It's getting too loud.
I don't think they nasty. I just think they a little
I'm sorry.
misguided.
Hey, y'all can judge me. If you get pregnant and you don't know who your baby daddy is, you're nasty. You let niggas bust in you. If two niggas bust in you in a certain vicinity of time to where you would be confused on who it, that's nasty. Yes, maybe I'm being judgy, and I'm a freak bitch. So if I'm calling you nasty, you're nasty.
Your Honor, I'm a freak bitch.
Exactly. So it's like, you can't, y'all be letting people busting y'all all willingly. Sorry, Clay. I know you're trying to reinvent yourself. You like,
I don't do
about
these
busting
actions.
nuts and shit. Oh, love is
Clay
blind.
say he
All
about
right,
to-
hoe ass nigga.
Clay say he about to go home and throw all them lamb skins.
Yo, and you know, lambskin expensive too. Like that
It
thing, like
is. It's
that
not
thing, like,
cheap.
yeah, it's like 35 for like 10.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's why I said I was in a relationship with a guy. Like, he could not use latex. He could not use, and we had to use lambskin. But after I did my research, I was like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not you was having a ball with them lambskin.
I feel like I found my niche. I was
That
like, yo,
need to be the
I
name
was
of this
telling-
fucking episode.
I'm pounding dudes like, yo, they're like, yo, bro, I'm not really feeling these condoms.
Found
Yo,
my
Like, I
niche.
got you, my boy.
I'm like, yo, I got you to try these. It's gonna feel like the real thing.
Thought you was passing them out like candy.
Nah, I ain't pass it out.
The
'Cause that's,
spokesperson.
I don't know
is
if you heard the
crazy.
price. They expensive.
Oh, you about to get a brand deal
Yeah, I was
right
about
now.
to say, Skinny
Yeah.
need to give him a fucking
Oh, he got a brand deal off
ambassador
top.
deal.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's on.
Holla at me,
gonna
Max.
be-
Holla at me. I'm using.
So let the people know like what you got coming up, what you got going on, where they can find you at, all that good stuff.
Yeah, well, you could definitely find me on my Instagram at Clay Gravesande. That's CLAY_GRAVESANDE. And then also you can rent out jet ski. We got jet skis, we got boats. We bringing jet cars out here, so that's gonna be lit. So you can find that at @wave_rentals. So Wave Sandy _rentals. I said that wrong. Wave Sandy.
We'll put it. We're gonna put
_rentals.
everything in there because
So-
we
Yeah,
coming.
Yeah. Please do.
No,
Please
I'm
do.
gonna come because I like Charlotte. Charlotte
Yeah.
is like
We be having a
another.
good time
It's
in
low key
Charlotte.
kind of like Atlanta a little bit.
Yeah.
It's getting there. And shout out to Bel Air. Bel Air said they gonna support the business. They gonna support stuff. So we're gonna be throwing like parties, also as well in
Make sure you
Charlotte.
invite us
I'm gonna invite
in.
y'all. I'm gonna invite my Atlanta family out there. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta's second home. So and I'm be out here too. I might even come out here and throw something like maybe a little local.
Look,
you know?
let
Make
the
sure
girls
invite us.
know.
We gonna come
I got
outside.
you. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so shout out to Clay.
Yeah.
Love is blind, and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.
It's the lambskins. We gotta say it right now.
Hey man, introducing
And you gonna feel us.
gonna feel it. You gonna feel this.
Yeah. Who said what? Oh,
Ooh.
sing it, Drea.
Ooh.
Sing it, Drea.
What's up?
Yeah.
Me and my people get it rolling. Yo,
You and your homie.
very first
Yeah.
day I saw her all chromed
Out in a Humvee.
Hit the
Parking
parking
party.
party. Hope that you walk this way.
Period.
You and your girls on a ride. Play all day. Puff on a lie. Say
Girl,
what,
you
say
know
what,
they
say
what.
what.
You know that I like it, baby. Girl, you know what's up. And you know what I need. Ooh, say what, say what, say what.
You know
Know
what
that
I
I'm
like.
about it, baby.
Ooh, girl, you know what's up.
Ooh.
I'm digging you.
Yeah.
I'm feeling you.
Hey, sing, Clay. Girl, you know.
what's up.
Yeah.
I'm digging you. I'm big. Okay. I messed up the word.
Kellen, what's up?
Okay. Peep my vibes and I'm zoning.
Right around 2 in the morning. Looking fluffing with sundress on. Think I've been up on
Bone
it.
coming on.
Girl, you got me wide open.
Waiting all day and I'm
hoping.
So baby, don't front. Backseat G,
You know what I want. Say what, say what, say what.
You know that I like it, baby.
Ooh, girl, you know what's up.
And you know what I need.
Ooh, say what, say what, say what.
You know all about it, baby.
Ooh, girl, you know what's up. Ooh,
I'm in a two-step again.
I'm digging you. And I'm
wanting you.
Girl, you know what's up.
Gotta know what's up.
I'm digging you.
Digging
and I'm
you.
feeling you.
And wanting you.
So tell me what's up.
First of all, we outside. Shout out to Clay and the lambskins. We'll see y'all next week.
That was fun.
That was a vibe.